It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And coming up next is the Commanders' sure-handed wide receiver, who's third in the league in catches this season and ready for more this week. It's the Commanders night.
The play fake. He'll look to throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's McGee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards in the game's opening play and a quick first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
On first down, Blackburn. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. Well, look there at his numbers on the ground a week ago. Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're sixes.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. But you look at this defense, and they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
And when you're getting ready to face the number 1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away.
Come on. Hey.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. They begin with Henry. Up past the 30, 2nd down coming up. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
Ready.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 14 yards in a Chicago first down. For a lot of people, MVP award means a quarterback award usually, but over 100 yards again last week. They're going to have to look his way more than once when giving out this award this season, I think.
Yeah, it's not just the consistency. It's been some plays that we've seen where we talk about it for weeks thereafter. That's what we're getting out of him. Over 100 yards last week. Expects to continue that in this game, too.
Now this throw caught left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25 yards that time.
And this is an offense that's number 1 in the NFL in rushing, and you know that has to be the focus of any game plan defensively. But they can throw it, too, as evidence right there. And they move the chains here on this opening drive.
A first down carry for Henry. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. Will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Now for the point after. It's up and good, and it'll give his guys a 7-0 lead. So that drive, 4 plays. And the finishing touch was that nice long run into the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Commanders going to retake the field for drive number 2. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Yeah, we saw that from up here, CD. A tug on the face mask, and the flag comes out.
And we saw that last week they had some defensive miscues like that. And they told us that they had worked hard on it in practice and thought they had it all cleaned up. But obviously the message hasn't really sunk in.
He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Wide open receiver, complete. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 16 more on that one and another first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. A gain of 3, second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Commanders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Oh, this is blocked.
Boy, that route is really tough to cover because if they're running it correctly, you think it's really going to be a slant.
Yeah, well, we talk all the time about how it's tough to execute offensively, but you're saying, don't forget, it's tough to cover for the defense, too.
Yeah, the number one thing that you're taught is to not get caught inside or get beat inside. So you guard that a little bit more. So that gives you a little bit more space to operate outside if you start your move initially inside if you're a receiver.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later. Hey, it's game day again, but I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
Off play action. Callaway. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 32-yard line.
First down, Chicago. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Running left, it's Henry. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 55 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And now they'll shift things around.
Bronco switch, Bronco switch.
They'll run it again with Henry. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards finds the pickup, first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
Cowboy 80.
After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Let's go. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive. The pitch to Henry. And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
But this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. They'll look to throw here on first down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity. Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. Second and 2. Looking middle, and that's complete. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down. They'll set up a throw. Throwing the slant pattern here, complete. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Now let's see who this is on. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. Now a handoff up the middle. Blackburn. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second down and a little more than a yard here. Back to throw here. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they keep those sticks moving forward, that time with a gain of 3. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Looking to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it'll be second down. They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown, Washington. From 10 yards out. And Washington has taken the lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the second quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space. And just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along. Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. First down now, but that clock rolling. Looking to throw. Callaway. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. Well, that was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
He's going to look deep down the field. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest with a guy with that type of speed. You do so. Send him deep. Try to throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
Trap 60. Mustang 19.
On third down, Callaway. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Back to throw again. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Panther 11, Panther 11.
In motion, the tight end.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. And the tight end goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Like what I've seen so far out of this defense, because they've been showing their best coverages on 3rd down. So far, only allowed 1 conversion on a handful of attempts. One area of their game plan that they've executed to perfection.
That's taken on the 25. It'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. So we've come upon halftime here in week. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. This fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. But, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the 2nd quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Early down stuff's to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. First target, first catch, and a first down. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Forced out to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options and throws it away.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Back to the air on 2nd down. Callaway. And a Washington. To him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on the sand.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
65 catch. 19 tight.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Callaway. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Takes it to about the 37.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Blackburn, 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Great way to convert on 3rd down there. 21 yards the play. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Well, thanks for joining us here on a Thursday night in the NFL. 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Washington. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night as his guys are able to extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues.
Okay, ready? 70 Lions. 18 Rebel. 18 Rebel.
They go play action here on 1st down. Try to lay one up deep. And this is dropped. Oh, my goodness. There was no one around him, but he took his eye off it, and it falls incomplete.
And that is not what you expect from a receiver of his caliber. Sometimes you get a little ahead of yourself. You don't hook it in, and all of a sudden it's on the ground. A surprise to all.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. Back to throw. Callaway. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. And going the books is a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. On 1st down, Callaway. That's complete to Whitaker. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 45-yard line.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
They're trying to create space for your running back. The first thought is how physical is the offensive line. Sometimes it's just positioning. On that play, it didn't matter about positioning or being physical. The defensive front, they out-leveraged them and won the battle.
Off the play fake. Callaway. That is caught. And he's got this down to the 35. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Rolling to his right. Touchdown! A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Tigers are able to get a score back in the final stages of this third quarter. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point up and through. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. On play action, they'll throw. Here's a diving catch right side. And wriggled down quickly just past the 40 at the 41. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football and the lead as we start the 4th. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He finds his man, complete. That's Young. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
2nd and 5. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Still on his feet.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied, 4th quarter as the kick's away.
Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. That's McGee. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. 5th catch of the game for him there.
Yeah, and the tight end position is now becoming a volume pass catcher. Used to be occasional, right? Safety valve. Throw one to him every so often, but mainly they want him out there to block. Nowadays, an integral part of the passing game, and they create such great mismatches that they often become the leading receiver.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's McGee.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to have the Commanders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They brought in a heavy set on 3rd down, and that usually means running play, but we have seen them throw out of that formation. And sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a 1st down.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now here's a throw that's complete. He'll get it inside the 20. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. A big play that time on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and goal from the 1. He'll try again, but he will lose yardage here as they knock him back to the 3. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And that's a lesson learned from the previous drive. Last time he forced one, and it turned into a pick 6. Here, he knows better, and he just throws that one away.
And his kick is indeed good, and they have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Now they'll audible to something else.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be corralled right around the 34.
93 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
And he's got a first down there after a gain of about 12 as the clock will stop right now for the 2-minute warning.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here.
Hawk 70, Hawk 70, go!
Henry up the middle. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's Henry. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down.
He'll look to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's take a look at the offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Cut 19! Cut 19!
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. We'll go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining.
And Washington will take control of the football in great field position.
that man again. It's complete.
Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. The catches for him just keep piling up in his career. He's now at 1,024, and that ties Isaac Bruce, the number that he had back in the day.
Yeah, part of the greatest show on turf. And remember, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt combined for nearly 2,000 catches in their careers. He might get to 2,000 himself with the numbers he's posting up there. Keeps himself in great shape. He might go for it.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down.
They'll run again. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Back to throw. And it's going to be batted down. And will go the other way with the football.
The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first.
And as a result, possession switches hands. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by a field goal. 53 ticks to go. And their four-game winning streak in great danger. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
Here's second down and 3.
Back to throw.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So an ideal set of circumstances there. They move the chains, and they save that final timeout.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Well, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call. He's back to throw. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. I see you nodding your head up and down. It's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
Flush to his right.
Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with third down coming up.
Nearly an interception. If that one's picked off, it's over, so a new lease on life, so to speak.
A lot of times when you're in coverage, you're so focused on the man and the coverage that sometimes the ball, if it arrives, it surprises you. That may have happened to him in that situation.
Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. Fourth down now defensively. Charles, you know, they're just asking this crew for one more stop.
And you know that they're feeling the momentum right now, but they have to be very careful not to get over-exuberant, over-excited, and blow an assignment and give up the big first down.
They're on fourth down here. That pass knocked away and incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and Washington is going to win the football game.